I'm bored out of my mind on this stupid island. What's going to happen is I'm going to make a series of streams. I don't know timing factor, but since it's YouTube, they will all be archived. These are just tours of Maui that I think people should go to. Right now, we're going to start off at the wonderful Kahului Airport, the shit of Maui. It's maybe one of the worst airports I've ever been to. Not only is the TSA extremely bad, it's bad because of the amount of people that go through it and how few kind of security things are there. There's like three like, gates, scanners, but 8,000 people go through it on a regular basis. Then also, baggage claim is pretty hard to get through. So we're gonna have fun here. We're leaving from a little side area off the airport, but just this is a car rental thing. This is like the newest thing in like 20 years at this airport. So get that going for us. So our destination now is Wailea-Makena. Now that is one of two places where you could stay on the island. Of course, there's multiple places to stay, but that's where the hubs are, where a lot of, oh Jesus, I hate this. It's like, why is there a speed bump there? There's also Kaanapali, Lahaina, and Napili area, and that's like a 40-minute drive. Wailea and Mckenna is about a 30 to 40-minute drive. I guess it's even an hour to Napili. But the thing with Maui is, you gotta know, is that Maui is kind of designed for tourists now. It's 100% tourist now. The sugarcane is gone. Of course, there is some agriculture here, but it's not as the level it used to be. It's all gone. And we have this wonderful new road for the airport. And it's insanely hard to get lost. So if you get lost, I mean, that's your thing. So there's like two roads on this island. Pretty much they'll take you to anywhere you need to go. One takes you to Lahaina and Kaanapali and Napili, all those places. And it also wraps around, so technically you could just keep on going around. Another one goes to, Iao and Haleakala, kind of the same road. One goes to, Wailea and Mckenna and Kihei, which is another tourist place. And then the one going to Haleakala could also take you to Hana. Like, here we are at this fork. Over to our left, we can go to Haleakala and Hana. If we go straight forward, we're going to pretty much, Mckenna, Wailea, Lahaina, Kaanapali, and those places. And then off to our right, we go to beautiful downtown Kahului, and then up to Iao, which is, I recommend everybody check out Iao. We'll do a video stream on that, but it's great. But this is a new thing. This is relatively new in the past few years, where you used to go over here. There's a Costco here off to our right, and you would go onto this road called Derry Road, and that would take you. That was that. But then the Maui County was like, no, we want to make it easier for these tourists, so let's just have a bypass. Pretty much all those businesses on this Derry Road is now pretty much shuttered. So that's cool. So yeah, it's traffic in Maui is actually extremely bad for a population of 130,000 people. Depending on it is. My dad came home a couple nights ago. It took him an hour and 30 minutes to get from Lahaina to our house when it usually takes 40. This island, contrary to popular belief, is actually extremely dry. It is actually a desert. Only a small fraction of the island actually gets relatively high amounts of rain. Because these are some of the biggest mountains in the world. You are kind of, big, huge wall. So over to our right used to be Maui Marketplace. It still is. But because of it now not being on the main road, it's kind of empty. Lowe's used to be there, but Lowe's is now over there to our left. But it's pretty much shuttered, which is really sad. Burger King used to be there, but now it's a Starbucks. There's more Starbucks in kind of Maui than there are kind of in Seattle, I think. Like there's a Starbucks there, Starbucks in this Walmart, Starbucks in that Target to our left, and then there's a Starbucks outside of the, so there's like 4 Starbucks within a square mile of me right now. Here's our fire department. We got Panda, good old Panda Express. I don't even know what this is called, Airport Access. Okay. So if we keep on this road, we will go to Lahaina, and then we'll go to Kaanapali and all that. Here we're coming up on Pune. This will take you into Mckenna and Wailea. And here we have this mega church on our left that a lot of people are pissed off because the mayor is really in cahoots with them, and so it's a mega church, and COVID's actually like exploded over here. It's kind of the worst it's been, and it keeps on getting worse. Like, it's 4 times higher than the peak a couple back in January, I think. And kind of the mayor's like, yeah, churches are exempt from all this gathering shit. So just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of churches. I don't know. The big churches, I should say. Like, they're just gaudy. They're just gaudy. And then we have these big power lines. They stretch for a mile, and then they stop being tall. I don't understand why. So off to our left, you can see a little bit those smokestacks. That's where it used to be the sugarcane plant. A lot of people were misinformed, like, oh man, it's putting out pollution. But actually, the sugarcane, factories over here, there used to be 3, one in Paia, one in Lahaina, and then this was the last one on Pune. They would generate actual electricity because they would, burn the sugarcane, and that biomass would be turned, create energy. How you doing? But that was shut down kind of recently, and as you can see, you see all these pictures of Maui and how it's green. It's just like, that's all sugarcane. Think of sugarcane as grass. And it's gone now. All the sugar cane's gone. There is some pineapple by Kaanapali and the Pili area. I don't know how that stuff is transported. I think it's just like picked up and then transported out of here and not processed on the island. I think a lot of that processed on Oahu. But yeah, that's kind of shuttered, so that's pretty fun. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of this island. I'm not scared to say that. I think this island has a lot of problems, and I think it has to do with the kind of where this island is. In terms of just like, nothing is really made on this island now more than ever, except kind of just, tourism. And there's in the average median house is at $1.25 million. In Seattle, it's $750,000. It's just there's no high-tech jobs over here. That light I literally was just at just literally turned yellow as I passed it. That's how bad the traffic is here. So there's not really job opportunity here. But so Sugarcane Museum here. What is that? That's a bus car wash. Huh. It's kind of a small museum. I went to it, when I was younger, but it's like really small. It's not really that great. I don't think they even offer tours for the sugarcane plant. I think that would be actually really cool. When I was in high school, I went to the one in Paia before it shut down, and it was actually really cool. So here's some history. This road used to be 2 lanes. Now it's 4. It took them like 10 years to build. Now, the thing with this was that relatively, Maui's kind of flat. If you know what an isthmus is, it's a segment of land between 2 larger land masses. So we're kind of in the isthmus of things. And a tsunami can easily just wash over the island. Though we've had tsunamis in the past like 10 years, 20 years, and it really hasn't gone that far. But it's the fact that, hey, the only way to get higher ground out of Mckenna and Kihei and Wailea is you have to take this road. So there's no road from Mckenna, Kihei, and Wailea up to Haleakala. There used to be, but now it's shut down. and they don't want to make one because it would cost too much. So what they did is they made this highway and raised it. It's raised a little bit and all that. It took them 10 years to do this, and it's like 5 miles of road. It's probably for the best, but yeah. You can see off to the side, we just passed off to the right. There are still agriculture here, but like it's extremely new. Extremely new. I'm like talking about maybe less than a year. Some of these plants, some of these places have been like, I think they're being leased out because they're not going to be sold. They've been leased out to kind of, private firms and all that. Going up Haleakala, there's like people, making coffee, limes, but that's like 20 years down the line. If you go to the other way, kept on going, go to Lahaina, they have sunflower seeds for biodiesel. There is some stuff, but it used to be all grass. Now it's just, pasture. Off to our left here, we have a little bit of an industrial park. But yeah, there's the thing with Maui is that when you come to Maui, you kind of, also the speed limit in this 45 miles an hour through this 4-lane road. Maui loves its slow roads. It loves its slow roads because there's so many stoplights. But when you get here, you can't just like go to the airport and start doing stuff. It's like, hey, going to your hotel can take a while. Here we are, the Humane Society, out in the middle of nowhere. I don't even know how I think it's at that stoplight you have to get off there. But like, yeah, this is Maui. Like this is Maui. Like this is the Maui that people, it used to be sugarcane. This all used to be sugarcane, but now it's gone, and so it's dry. People. I'm going to keep on saying this, but like Maui's not a lush place. Maui's very, very dry, and it will always be dry. Like this, before a lot of kind of the plantations, this used to be a desert, like a literal desert. This all is sand under here. Like it wasn't until plantations where they, put dirt over here. There's also some like old World War II stuff here too. I don't know what that is. We are, oh my God. So that island off to our right there, that's Ko'olave. That was the bombing island. Off to our left is a, I forget what this is. It's a military complex. I forget which branch, but that was the place to kind of offload, get the bombs done out of there. Let's pass this guy. There's also a raceway down here too. It's the only raceway, which is kind of cool. I've never been there, but there's a drag strip. People love their dirt bikes over here. Like, I'm a big dirt bike fan. I mean, I say I'm a big dirt bike fan, but I'm saying like, hey, I don't mind dirt bike. But yeah, I'm not on vacation. If you're still there, this is a stream and not a video. But no, I live on here, so I got bored, and I was like, you know what? I want to make some streams about Maui. Again, we just passed the placard, 45 miles an hour. Not going 45. Yeah, a lot of this used to be sugarcane on the left. This probably used to be sugarcane, but now it's not. In terms of like kind of condominiums, there really isn't that many on the island for like rentals and all that stuff. As the title suggests, I'm heading to Wailea and Mckenna. So Wailea comes first and then Mckenna. It's two kind of places where tourists go to stay. I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, there's this pond here that I've really never known about. You ever look at something on a map and you're like, what? You go to a place, you look at the map of where you live, and you see something you've never seen before, and you look at it, it's like, what is that? And there's like ponds on this island that I did not really think about until relatively recently. This is like, holy shit. So This actually used to go down that way, and it used to be a stoplight, a really bad stoplight. But hey, tourists, so we made it easier to bypass. And so you go down there, and you go down to Kihei. Probably one of the worst roads on the island. I really doubt it's been fixed. I don't know. So we have these like century kind of ditches here. I don't know why they're here. You will find a couple of them. Here's some townhomes, probably like $1 billion a pop. Kihei used to be like one of the fastest growing towns. It was like in the late 80s or late 90s and early aughts. That's 2000s for you guys, for your youngins. But I that's what they told us, but I don't think so. But yeah, you would not even know that this is Maui because again, I'm just trying. I'm hammering it down. I know I'm not. I am. But this is like it's really dry here. It doesn't get. Actually, looks like there was a fire over there recently. Maui's very prone to fires, and when fires happen, it's a bad thing. Again, to go to Lahaina and Kaanapali and the Pili area, you pass through the Pali coast, and there's another way around to it's on the south side. There's a north way, but it's like really shitty. And when there's a fire in the south and on the Pali coast, the main road, the north one's like, yeah, no one's coming through here either. This is only restricted for like people that live there. So it pretty much shuts down the eastern, the west side from kind of central Maui, which is kind of crazy. I always found these types of homes weird, these big, huge town homes. I saw them a lot in Seattle, and they just look gaudy. I don't know. I didn't like them. I feel like they're just, I don't know. They just build a regular apartment complex. I don't know. And that seems to be like the only thing you can. It's like these big, huge townhome things. Not a big fan of them. For a while, there was a supercomputer down here. Is it this one? No, it's down here. That's kind of cool. For the longest time, there was no actual high school in this area. This is Kihei. So you would have to, take kids to Kahului, which is like a 20-minute trip back. Like, imagine a town where you can't go to high school. Like when I was young, it's like I never thought about that. But as I got older, it's like that's a really shitty thing to do. They didn't have a high school here. I think they have a high school now, or is it like charter schools or something? I don't know. Private schools and charter schools are really big here. I'm not a big fan of charter schools. Here, golf courses, literally the only green spots on here. They say that they use treated water, but I don't know what that means. I really don't know what that means. Oh, this is actually a lot faster than I thought it would be. Yeah, the Maui Research and Technology Park. That's where the supercomputer was. I like supercomputer in the late 90s. So I don't know what they did. It might have been used. It still might be used. It's still a supercomputer because they have the telescopes on top of Haleakala. I think, is this another golf course or is this like a continuation? I don't know. I think it's the same one. I think this is the high school now. Or it might be the charter school. I don't know. That one's so weird. One thing that you also need to remember that when you come here is like, it's also extremely windy out here. Because again, you got two of the biggest mountains in the world and then wind coming through them because it's just that happens, this wind on the water, and then it gets compressed between the two mountains, you're going to have a bad time. So it averages 20 miles an hour wind throughout this area. Yeah. As you can see, kind of the palm trees have, and some of the trees are always pointing kind of this way. In terms of the beaches, because there's actually a lot of beaches down there, and, not bad. I'm not a beach guy, but they're not bad. They're pretty good beaches. Most of them have lifeguards. Probably the parking is probably the biggest problem. But they always say show up early, and I'm like, no, show up late. But then you run into the problem of the wind. I always found it weird too that most of the development is on the right side of the highway, and very little development on the left side. It's weird. Why? I don't know how you. Oh shit, that's some Native Hawaiian, rock wall. Only up until recently you actually get real development on the left side, real housing development. It's weird. Now this is the high school, I think. All the schools over here are open. I think there's only one high school that is closed. Or in terms of they're all open, but they're all open air, I should say. One of our high schools on the island is older than, I think, America. No, it's one of the oldest high schools west of the Mississippi. This is kind of crazy. Old Lahaina Luna. Oh wow, there's a beehive down there. That's cool. Oh, now we're turning into one road. I think we're entering Wailea. Technically we're all under the Maui County, so it's the naming conventions in this are so weird. Yeah, Mckenna and Wailea. So this is the only kind of housing on the left side. I've never really thought about that until recently. Fascinating. I'm surprised they haven't repaved this. This seems like an old road. Now, they consider Wailea kind of the more ritzy area. In terms, places are going to be a little bit more expensive compared to Kaanapali, which has, a little bit cheaper. I don't know why they came up with that. I don't, it was a weird phenomenon. Probably Wailea sounds sexier than Kaanapali. So we have, like, you know, 4 seasons here, if you guys know what that is. And some other things, like, the races in, Napili. Is it in Napili? I don't know. So weird. Ritz is a pretty cool place. That's where they have the Mercedes. Road work ahead. Wailea Gateway. We got the Marriott over here, Resident Inn. Hello. Road work, in terms of just putting cones up because, oh, they've been cutting it looks like. I actually haven't been down here in a very long time. Jesus. So there's like a lot of like hotels here. You got a couple down there, and then the bulk of it's to our left. Here we have a little shopping center. I don't even know if it's probably like closed, because it's just like, why would you go to a mall? Like, people that go to a mall when on vacation need like a reality check. They call it the shops at Wailea. So they are. So now that we're in Wailea, we're gonna head to Mckenna. It does keep on going. So we got Wailea Beach Villas. We got golf courses all throughout the whole area. You know, you're gonna, if you're a big golf fan, yeah, you're gonna have fun here. There's like so many golfing courses here. Again, best in the world. Here we have the Grand Wailea. The Grand Wailea is, it's like, you want to take your family there, because they have a really good pool there. Really good pool. I think this is the Four Seasons? Yeah, the Four Seasons. Four Seasons is pretty cool. Like, I mean, you're all going to have a good time when coming to these hotels. All these hotels are, like, phenomenal. And it's, you know, there's a couple, like, you know, low-star hotels on this island. They're like the Maui Beach and the Seaside Beach Hotel. They're in Kaului, and they're going to have a, you know, they're fine. You know, it's you know, centralized. It's not bad. There's the Fairmount. Kealani. I think these are vacation homes up top. I don't think anybody lives on here. But the thing is that, like, you work at these hotels, you're not staying anywhere near these, too. You're, like, in a completely different town, too. It sucks. You know? Mulligans on the Blues. Is that a restaurant? I think that's a restaurant. And again, all the green we're seeing, it's artificial, because it's supposed to be retreated water. I don't know what retreated water means. I mean, I know it does. But, like, why can't we get the water? Why can't we get the retreated water? Wouldn't that require a third pipe? But yeah, it's like desert on one side, lush on the other side. Oh, lush with quotes. I think that's the last of the hotels out here. The last one out here is Maui Beach Hotel, which is pretty cool. I liked it a lot. It's a great place to, like, it's out in the middle of nowhere. You know, what are we doing here? What are we at, like 30 minutes since we left the airport? Here we have Mckenna Landing. Mckenna. This is embarrassing. I think it's just called Mckenna. That's where you have Little Beach and Big Beach. Wailea Golf Club right there, restaurant, bar, red bar. But yeah, Little Beach is like the nude beach, but I don't think it's the nude beach anymore or something. I don't know. But yeah, you know, beaches here are going to be great. They're, you know, water's always clean, safe. The only problem is like if, you know, as you get later in the day, you might get, you know, worse water or like, you know, it's going to get windy. And then, you know, I think the biggest problem you have to deal with on this island is parking. The parking is really bad on this island. I'm pretty sure these are all, like, vacation rentals. Yeah, Mckenna Surf. And I think some of these places do paid parking. I don't know. Like, paid parking is like cancer. And it's not like paid parking by the county. Paid parking by a third party. And sometimes it's a ripoff. Like, I might poop on this island a little bit, but you know what? You know, it's not bad to come here for a couple weeks. Like, it's not bad. You're not going to have a bad time. I think the only bad time you're going to have is probably parking in the airport. Like, I've talked to multiple people about how bad the airport is, and they agree. Like, I know a couple people that refuse to go back to Maui because of the airport. They're just, like, really cruel and, like, just do not give a shit. You can probably say that about a lot of TSA, but I've never been at a bad TSA out, you know, besides the one on Maui. Like the SeaTac International, perfectly fine, normal. Stevens International in Anchorage, they're actually really nice there. Actually, if you ever go to a airport and some say, hey, you leave your laptop in, or others say leave your laptop out, it's actually literally a different scanner. It's literally a different scanner, which is kind of crazy. Like, that's crazy. That's just a canoe? It doesn't even, I think the sign's out? Oh yeah, this used to be a, you know, a couple thousand years ago. It's probably a volcano. I hate fucking bikers on this island. I want to run over. I don't care how pretty you are, fucking. You always find shops on going through the island. I'm curious of like how they get their produce though. I'm pretty sure they just buy it and then sell it for a higher price. Service entrance. But as you can see, as we get farther away from the real tourism, you know, the roads get bad. I think this is Maui Beach. I think. Yeah. No. That's Mckenna Beach. Where the hell are you? Maui Beach Hotel. But if you keep on going out here, you get into Laparoose Bay, which is kind of a cool place. There's some really, it's like, because at a certain point you start hitting the lava fields, the old lava fields. I think we've passed Maui Beach Hotel. That doesn't matter. We're gonna probably turn around up here. That was the tour to Mckenna. Oh, is this it? Oh, State Park, McKenna. Let's just check this out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, holy shit, dude. Look at this. Look at all these people. Speed bump. Entry fee required? What? What did that say? But yeah, kind of the biggest problem that kind of the locals have to deal with is actually tourists, because, you know, it's a place, you know, the locals find a cool spot, and then tourists kind of overwhelm it to a place where the locals are not there. And it's just like there's a strong hatred towards the tourists because they kind of ruin a lot of things for kind of the people. You know, tourists really just don't give a shit about anything. You could probably say that about a lot of the locals, but it's kind of sad, you know. 15 years ago, 20 years ago, this wasn't here. Oh, it's paid parking. Yep, it's paid parking. It's like, why is this paid parking? This is a state park. Somebody come by here? I doubt it. I doubt it. But yeah, I definitely recommend you check out this beach too. It's a really good beach. But that's it for me, guys. I hope you liked this stream. I hope it was informative in some way. But yeah, you know, when you're over here, make sure to check out Mckenna and Wailea. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. How do I turn this off? Yes.